Hi all, this is Jan Almighty and welcome to this video. Over the last couple of days I actually seen a lot of talk on Twitter about the tournament and the games, about this tournament and the games from it, and actually I decided why not show you the game from the European Chess Women's Championship. Here in the main roles we have Valentina Gunina, the player that is currently in the lead. She has been crushing the field up until now, so currently at this moment round 9 is played and it is still not finished. But I have decided to show you a game from round 7 where Valentina Gunina is playing against the top rated player on the tournament, Mariya Muzychuk. So it is Anna Muzychuk, her older sister, but Mariya Muzychuk, who is also a member of the top 10 rated women chess players in the world. So okay, let me just show you the game. We have e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop to c4, so the Italian game. Now bishop to c5, and this is something quite near and dear to me. I always like to see this setup. You always wonder, will somebody play c3 and bring us back to the renaissance of chess, to the 17th century when Greco was playing it quite a lot. But no, usually people nowadays just play d3 and go for that kind of a setup. We have knight to f6 and now bishop to g5. Immediately go for the pin of the knight. h6 and bishop to h4 and now bishop to e7, because actually there is no other way how to unpin this knight. Playing d6 would mean being afraid of knight to c3 and then knight to d5, causing some problems for black. Here we have c3 and now d6. Knight from b to d2 and knight to h5. Muzychuk definitely wants to exchange this bishop, but Gunina decides that she doesn't want to give it for the dark square bishop of black, but for the knight. Bishop comes on g3, because if you exchange it for the bishop, also knight to f4 is a big threat. So this is a much better move. Knight captures on g3 and pawn captures on g3. We have bishop to f6 and now knight to f1, preparing knight to e3. Knight to e7 and a knight to e3. Now Muzychuk wants to prepare d5, so she plays c6, bishop to b3 and d5. Here in this position, definitely don't want to capture on d5, because after this black just has a stronger center and a much better game. And yeah, after the development, he will be the one with the advantages. So yeah, you don't want to go for this, and definitely you don't want to keep your queen here, because black also would want to exchange the queens and go for something like this. Queen to e2 is played, and preparing rook to d1, occupying the d file. Now we have a5 and castles by white. a4 attacking the bishop and bishop to c2. Already here black is enjoying quite a good position, because he expanded, she expanded on the queen side. She just needs to develop the bishop and go castle, but also the position in the center is looking quite good. But here we have bishop to e6, rook comes on d1, and pawns get exchanged in the center. Queen goes to b6. So just after a couple of moves, here Muzychuk goes for some idea to actually go for these pawns here. Maybe a better idea was to play queen to c7 and then maybe prepare some pushes with b5 and c5, go castles and play the rook on the d file. But in this situation to play is queen to b6, and this gives Gunina a chance to actually go for an active play. She plays knight to c4. Now we have bishop captures, queen captures, and Muzychuk goes for this sometimes poisonous pawn. But we will actually see, is it poisonous in this situation? We have bishop captures on a4, and now most of you would say, like, okay, immediate b5, this is what it was played, and now is as it seems, okay, so white is obviously losing something, but Gunina had this queen to d3 all along, and if pawn captures, you have queen to d7, king to f8, and after these exchanges, this is checkmate. So there is a threat actually in queen to d3, and Muzychuk of course sees it, and she plays castles right away. Now we have bishop to b3, and all of a sudden, even though you have these two disconnected pawns, white's position looks much better. We have knight to g6 and now knight to h2, going for some ideas, knight to g4. Rook plays to d8 and queen to f3. rook captures on d1 and rook captures on d1. So still both of the pawns are defended, so c5 is played in order to attack this bishop, and then the bishop won't have anywhere to go to. Bishop to d5 and now c4. Now this pawn is undefended, so white needs to do something about it. Knight to g4 attacking the bishop, bishop to g5 and queen to f5. So do you actually have time to capture one of the pawns? Not really, because the threats are to capture on g6 and even with the knight capture on e5. So here we have queen to e2 attacking the rook, and also if the queen moves, the knight. So here we have rook to b1 moving out of the way, and a knight to e7. Once again, you cannot capture on e5 because after that queen can just capture on g4. First black can also capture on d5 and then capture on g4, and he is a piece up. So here queen to f3 is played, and here Muzychuk didn't go for some queen to c2 or even queen to a2 keeping the tension. She decided to exchange the queens. But this actually favors white. After this capture, bishop to d2, we have rook captures on b5 and knight captures on d5. After pawn captures, here white has a passed pawn. Bishop captures on c3, and now even knight comes on e3, a much better square, attacking this pawn on c4. And now in this position, yeah, black needs to find a way how to actually defend against this passed pawn. He has a passed pawn of his own, but this pawn looks much more dangerous. So we have rook to c8 defending on c4, and now d6. And here for some reason, okay, Muzychuk could have gone for king to f8, and if d7, rook to d8 and king to e7 to actually defend from this pawn being promoted. Okay, also there is a problem of knight to d5, but for some reason she decided to play e4. Of course with the idea play bishop to f6, and then you are defending the d8 promoting square. But this just helps Gunina to kind of fix her pawns. Pawn captures on e4, and now bishop to d2, moving out of the way. Pawn can go, and also you threaten to capture the knight. Now we have knight captures on c4. So this is the move that actually Muzychuk missed, because now after this you cannot capture the knight. d7 is coming, and rook to d4 isn't helping because of rook to b8 check. King to h7, and this is queen, and white is winning this game. Don't fool yourself with rook to d5, because after these exchanges bishop can come on g5 or on a5 and just prevent the pawn being pushed. So even black will then win this game. So yeah, this is why you cannot capture on c4, and here bishop to g5 was played. We have d7, and now rook to d8, rook to d5 defending the pawn. Rook moves out of the way, but now knight to b6, and clearly black doesn't have too much to do here. Rook to b8 attacking the knight, but here in this position Gunina finishes the game quite beautifully with rook captures on g5. And now of course you cannot capture because promotion is with a check, so here Muzychuk captured on g5, but now there is this knight to c8. The threat is to promote to a queen with the pawn push. King isn't in time, so rook to b1 was played, king to g2, rook to d1, and now knight to e7 check, and in this position Muzychuk resigned the game. Reason is, if king goes here, knight to d5 prevents the rook of capturing this pawn, and king cannot come closer because of the knight here and because of the pawn here. So you have to capture essentially, pawn captures and king to e7, but after this black king cannot stop one of the pawns here to being pushed to a promotion, and white will win this game. So yeah, essentially this is it for this game. Gunina, as I said, is crushing the field, just winning the games. I think so this was round 7. She was leading after this round. She had 6 out of 7, I think. But yeah, I will definitely show you more games of Gunina in the future, and also definitely show you a game which will decide the winner of the championship. That being said, hope you enjoyed this game. I would like to thank you for watching it, and I will see you next time.